Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? So I got done with the EZA for both the units. Just want to show you guys what potential builds I have. So level 11 additional attack, level 15 for the Kale unit. Now in terms of the Caulifla unit, she's got level 14 for additional attack, I believe, and level 12 for criticals. Both of these units do not have any skill orbs equipped. I'm kind of going through the options of what to go with. So, you know, I'll probably end up adding some skill orbs to them, especially because of the event going on right now where it's Universe 6 category specific units. But like I said, just going to take more time into thinking about how I want the builds to actually be like. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and cover the EZA stats for both of these units, and I'll give you pretty much my thoughts on both the units. So, starting off with the physical type Berserker Kale unit, leader skill is physical type Ki +3, HP attack and defense increase of 100%. For the super attack, causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. Now the passive skill is also very interesting, attack increase of 160%, launches an additional attack which has a great chance of becoming a super attack, reduces damage received by 60% for 6 turns from start of the turn, and then reduce damage received by 60% with 6 or more physical type Ki Spheres obtained starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle. Links are pretty straightforward, nothing really changed there. Categories obviously pretty straightforward stuff as well. With the EZA stats, it looks like the max HP is 18,362, attack is 16,757, and defense is 9,298. Now moving on to the agility Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla unit. Leader skill is a rainbow type lead, all types Ki +3, HP attack and defense increase of 80%. Probably a little bit lackluster right now still, but I think it'll be a decent option for a secondary leader for Battlefield. Now in terms of the super attack, causes supreme damage to enemy and raises defense by 60% for 3 turns. Attack increase of 120%. This is for the passive, by the way. Attack increase of 120% and defense increase of 60%. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including supers, or medium chance of evading enemies' super attack and countering with tremendous power. Attack effective against all types when there's an ally whose name includes Kale attacking the same turn. So obviously, because I wanted to showcase both the units at the same time, but also take full advantage of Caulifla's passive skill, I did pair these guys up. Now for the links, you're looking at some pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not really going to cover it because I don't think anything changed from pre-EZA stats. In terms of 100% potential, HP is 18,309, attack is 15,510, and defense is 11,282. Now let's go ahead and talk about both the units in terms of my thoughts. The only gripe I have about either one is regarding Kale. The condition of the 60% I think damage reduction after or starting from the 7th turn being required as 6 or more physical type Ki Spheres is certainly a little bit problematic. I think the best way to curb this is including the physical type Kefla, and that's pretty much why you see this unit as a floater. So every off rotation at least gives you an increase of Kale being able to obtain 6 or more of the physical type Ki Spheres. Now, I believe, in my opinion, the reason why they went with specifically the physical type Ki Spheres instead of, you know, any type of Ki Sphere is probably because how powerful this unit would have ended up being had it been for all types. The ability for up to 3 super attacks, attack increase of 160%. Furthermore, you get at least that damage reduction by 60% from 6 turns guaranteed. You know, it kind of... you know, if that was continuing, I think, yeah, it would have definitely made her a little bit too powerful, maybe. I mean, I don't certainly believe so, but maybe the developing side thought of that as such, and that's probably why they, again, specified to the physical type Ki Spheres for her. Again, a little bit problematic because you do have to kind of force in the physical type Kefla. I could have easily replaced that unit with someone else, honestly, but in order to increase the odds of Kale's passive fully active, I decided to go with that. Now, the Caulifla unit is definitely certainly more balanced in my opinion. Defensively, far better than the Kale unit. Even you know, the 60% damage reduction does make quite of a difference. You'll see it throughout the video here. I mean, you'll see the unit being supered on, and you'll see how much benefit that damage reduction does bring. But in a more broad macro level, then yeah, Caulifla is definitely the better unit out of the two in terms of defensive abilities. You know, obviously with the super attack, you get the ability to raise defense by 60% for 3 turns. Of course, the higher rates in additional attack in the potential system, that'll increase the stacking ability, at least for, you know, the active number of turns. And then along with that, she still gets a 60% defense increase starting off, you know, the bat with the passive skill, and again, chances of evading enemy attacks and ability to counter. On top of that, effective attack against all types with Kale on the rotation. So, you know, I mean, they're both very good in their own way. In terms of like balance, I mean, Caulifla is probably the better out of the two, but I do like offensive output abilities on units as well, and the physical Berserker Kale is a unit that I really did look forward to. So I'm certainly happy with the overall outcome of the EZA itself. I'm honestly pretty satisfied. To be 100% transparent, I think they did a relatively good job. Even with the potential miss with the damage reduction, of course, you know, without the damage reduction, she is somewhat of a liability, and I've seen it, you know, several times during the testing where she'll get supered on without the 60% damage reduction active, and she'll eat quite a bit. But outside of that, great unit, fantastic unit. I mean, 2.2 million with 1 support on the rotation, can do that up to 3 times in a rotation. I mean, that's very good. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly overall, I think they did a very good job with it. Pretty satisfied. Again, it's kind of like the first day into it, so I definitely want to test them in more different settings, like Super Battle Road, specific to maybe the Universe Survival Saga, and also just test it on the individual types for Extreme Super Battle Road and see how that does as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think they're fantastic units. A little bit more relevant than they were before. Obviously, with the pre-EZA, I think before the actual Extreme Z Awakening, people probably, you know, laid off on using the units a little bit, and now that they did get the EZA, I think a lot more people will start using them again. Now, this certainly just, you know, comes back to whether you know, these units fall into some of the more favorite categories you end up running, but you know, even if it's not, I certainly could see it happening more often now than before. And that's kind of an obvious statement, but just kind of, you know, throwing it out there that these units are actually very good. In terms of like the team build, and I did forget to cover this in the beginning, but it's basically the transforming Kefla leaders. Of course, they're the category leads for Rapid Growth and Universe 6. In terms of like the team inclusions, of course, I have the physical Kefla to help out Kale obtain the physical type key. And then I've got the free-to-play agility Vados unit for the support. The free-to-play Super Saiyan 2 Kale unit also is in there for support as well. She got a Dokkan Awakening recently, along with the Strength Super Saiyan, I guess Super Saiyan Caulifla or Super Saiyan 2, I can't remember, but that's certainly the inclusion. Outside of that, I can't really... I think that's, oh yeah, the LR, Kale, and Caulifla are also on it. I just wanted to include them on there to see, you know, how the units would pair up. Unit would pair up with the 2 new EZA units. So that's pretty much what I did there. And of course, that unit is very good. Not really much needed to say about that unit, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely pretty solid overall, for sure. Alright, let's see what the Dokkan Mode Attack does. I'm pretty sure for this rotation I ended up using the Android 8 item just to increase defense for 50% for 2 turns. I believe that's what that item was for, but yeah, I tried to avoid using items as much as possible, so I would say a good 90% of the footage you're seeing is without any sort of defense enhancing items or attack enhancing items at that either. So that's pretty much, I try to show like a purely, I wouldn't say normal, but a pure showcase of what these units were capable of performing without, you know, the supplement of items or a double support scenario. So, you know, I do have a floater support, but you know, certainly not a double support rotation because I've got Kale and Caulifla, you know, in the same rotation. So that's pretty much, I mean, how I would typically run it anyway. So that's pretty much how I wanted to showcase the unit for this time being. All right, I think this is pretty much the last clip of the showcase. So again, bottom line is the EZAs did make them pretty damn good. And I'm perfectly content with how they executed it, so I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the showcase. For those grinding, it's certainly well worth it, and for those watching from global, I mean, you know, you guys have time to prepare for it, so you know, keep that in mind. All right, as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out.